Have you ever wondered if superheroes are just the stuff of comic books and movies? What if I told you that our own history is filled with real-life individuals who possessed abilities and physical traits so extraordinary they defy our modern understanding of human potential? Today, we're diving deep into the archives of history to uncover the stories of these remarkable people. These aren't myths or legends. These are documented cases of humans with abnormal anatomical and physiological features that gave them almost superhuman capabilities. From incredible feats of strength to senses that seem to belong to the animal kingdom, get ready to question everything you thought you knew about the limits of the human body. Let's start our journey in the late 19th century with a man named Louis Cyr. Born in Quebec, Canada, Louis wasn't just strong. He was a phenomenon by the age of 17. He could lift a full-grown horse off the ground. Now, you might think this is just a tall tale, but his strength was scientifically documented. Louis Cyr set records that remain unbroken to this day, including lifting over 4,300 pounds on his back. That's the weight of 2 small cars. Doctors who examined him noted his unusually dense bone structure and massive muscle fibers. His body wasn't just well-trained. It was built differently from the ground up. He wasn't simply a bodybuilder. His physiological makeup was an anomaly, allowing him to generate power that most humans can only dream of. Now, let's move from brute strength to an entirely different kind of extraordinary ability. Imagine being able to see underwater as clearly as you see in the open air. For the Moken people, a seafaring community in Southeast Asia, this isn't imagination, it's a way of life. For generations, Moken children have spent much of their time diving for food on the seafloor. Over time, their bodies have adapted in a truly astonishing way. Scientific studies found that Moken children can constrict their pupils to a pinpoint, just like seals, and change the shape of their eyelids. This unique physiological adaptation gives them incredible underwater vision, allowing them to see with perfect clarity in an environment that would be a blurry mess for the rest of us. It's a living example of human evolution happening right before our eyes, a trait born out of necessity that turned them into aquatic specialists. From the depths of the sea, we now travel to the world of sound. Have you ever heard of a person with perfect pitch? It's the rare ability to identify or recreate a musical note without any reference tone. But what about a man who could not only identify notes, but could also mimic any sound he heard with flawless accuracy? Meet Michael Winslow. You might know him as the man of 10,000 sound effects from the Police Academy movies. But his talent is more than just a party trick. His vocal control is a physiological marvel. He can create sounds ranging from a roaring jet engine to a tiny dripping faucet, often simultaneously. Neurologists who studied him suggested that his brain as auditory cortex and the neural pathways controlling his vocal cords are uniquely wired. He doesn't just imitate sounds, he processes and reconstructs them with a biological toolkit that no one else seems to possess. Next, let's talk about endurance. Most of us get tired after a short run, but what about running for days on end without stopping? The Tarahumara people of Mexico's Copper Canyons are legendary for their long-distance running abilities. They call themselves the Raramuri, which means running people, and they live up to their name. They are known to run hundreds of miles through treacherous canyon terrain, sometimes for 2 full days, wearing nothing but simple sandals. Researchers studying them have found that their bodies are incredibly efficient. They have a unique running form that minimizes impact and conserves energy. Genetically, they may have a higher capacity to process lactic acid, the stuff that makes our muscles burn and cramp up. Their hearts and lungs are also exceptionally powerful. For the Tarahumara, running isn't a sport, it's a cultural and spiritual practice. And their bodies have evolved to make them the greatest endurance athletes on the planet. But what about a mental superpower? Think about the smartest person you know, and then multiply that by 1,000. We're entering the world of savants, individuals with extraordinary mental abilities, often in a specific area like calculation, memory, or art. One of the most famous was Kim Peek, the real-life inspiration for the character in the movie Rain Man. Kim could read 2 pages of a book simultaneously, one with each eye, and he retained about 98% of everything he ever read. He had memorized thousands of books, from encyclopedias to phone books. Brain scans revealed that he was born without a corpus callosum, the bundle of nerves that connects the 2 hemispheres of the brain. Doctors theorized that this abnormality allowed his brain to create unique neural connections, resulting in his mega memory. He wasn't just smart. His brain was anatomically different, operating in a way that scientists are still trying to fully understand. Let's switch gears to a man who could seemingly defy pain. In the mid-20th century, a Dutch performer named Miran Dajo stunned audiences and the medical community alike. His act involved piercing his body with swords and daggers, seemingly without injury or pain. Now, you might think it's all just a clever illusion, but he performed these feats in front of doctors and under X-ray observation. The scans showed the swords passing through his body, narrowly missing vital organs. While some still debate the nature of his abilities, his followers believed he could enter a meditative state that altered his body's physical properties. Some physiologists have theorized he might have had an incredibly high pain threshold combined with an almost unbelievable knowledge of his own internal anatomy, allowing him to guide the blades through non-vital tissue. He pushed the boundaries of mind over matter, demonstrating a level of bodily control that seems impossible. And what about the ability to withstand extreme cold? Wim Hof, known as the Iceman, holds multiple world records for prolonged exposure to ice and cold water. He's climbed Mount Everest in nothing but shorts and has run marathons barefoot in the Arctic Circle. He claims that anyone can learn to do what he does through specific breathing techniques and meditation, and science is starting to back him up. Studies have shown that Wim Hof can consciously influence his autonomic nervous system and immune response, something that was long thought to be completely involuntary. He can literally tell his body to stay warm and fight off infections. This isn't a genetic mutation he was born with, but rather a physiological ability he developed through intense training, showing us that the potential to unlock these superpowers might be dormant within all of us. These individuals are not characters from fiction. They are real people who walked among us, whose bodies and abilities challenge our very definitions of normal. From Louis Cyrs' Herculean strength to the Moken people's underwater sight and Kim Peek's boundless memory, history shows us that the human form is capable of incredible variation and adaptation. These stories remind us that the human genome is a vast and mysterious landscape, and every now and then it produces someone truly extraordinary. They push the boundaries of what is possible and force us to ask, what other hidden potentials are lying dormant within our own DNA, waiting for the right circumstances to emerge? The line between human and superhuman is far more blurry than we imagine. These cases aren't just curiosities, they are a testament to the incredible resilience and adaptability of our species. Who knows what other incredible human stories are out there, waiting to be discovered? Perhaps the next chapter in human evolution is already being written. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey through human history. If you were as amazed by these stories as I was, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world. What other human superpowers have you heard of? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video.